think we're ready.
Okay, hello everyone and welcome to the, I forget the number, Breeze?
61.
What number are we?
61st.
61, okay. The 61st Whaleshares Curation show, that seems like a lot, doesn't it? Anyway, some news. First bit of news is I haven't heard from that guy Rexit for over 2 weeks. So, Guess the Flesh competition on hold. I'm going to record what you're all owed in terms of erotics tokens. So, hopefully, I hope he didn't perish. Still up on the internet. Yeah, I hope he didn't perish. I will try and. Well, nobody won it because I only got, I think, a few entries, and people were pitifully bad. So it will be another rollover. But there's also the question of 11 of you that sent your flesh in 50 erotics tokens. But anyway, we'll get it sorted at some point. But yes, it's going to be another rollover. So there's. Valuable, but I'm reliably informed that they may well become valuable. So platform is in. Might be worth using. Or the month, that's not too bad. So what we could do is just make sure that everybody gets some of those. Be all right, wouldn't it? Anyway, we can think about that as we go on. I'm going to tell you about something that's going on with Scribble Guild, so we can do that. We could do that as well, yeah, good idea, Cochrane. I've got, let me think. I didn't get a chance to write down my list of stuff today because I was having a discussion, very serious discussion with Linda, but don't worry.
You blame me, me. You get all business mode when you're committed. You're like, I can't let you go. I'll never let you go. You're my slave forever. And I'm like, I'm nobody's slave. Nobody can tame me. I'll leave if I have to. That's around the conversation.
I don't think that's what I'm like. But yes, you're right. Once you've made an agreement, I'll kill you if you try and get out of it. Literally kill you.
Well,
anyway.
I'm the one who is learning kickboxing, so good luck, Nikki.
Yes, you're what? 5'1"? I
don't do retard units.
I don't know. My wife is 5'2", and she looks significantly taller than you. So you can't be the biggest physical threat. Lovely as you are, I'm not afraid of you yet. Anyway, silliness aside, let's go to some curation. Why don't we start with you, Linda?
Wait a second, I lost my second cap. Fuck me. This is recorded, right, Breeze?
Yep, I got that.
Good, because I wouldn't think it was me if there wasn't something like that. Wait, I need to find my posts. This guy reminds me of somebody, very much, because of some photography I saw, and I've curated him before. I still think he's fucking amazing. You got that, Breeze?
All of it.
So yeah, I opened this drawing, and I mean, this guy is fucking. He's from Venezuela, and we've talked before. I wanted to commission a painting from him, but he wasn't online for the month. I was going to do a Christmas gift from him a while ago because I really like his work. It's such a shame because look at that thing. How can you not like that? And he's pretty young, I think. So he's and he's practicing all the time. He's only improving, so I can't imagine where this is gonna go. I really like how gloomy the picture is, and how it feels like you're there because I almost feel the weather there. I don't know if you get there, but I almost feel being there, and that's something not a lot of people can do. Put you in the scenery, especially when it's a drawing. It's easier with photography because it's so real, and this looks real for me, and it's just wonderful. I don't know what else can I say, guys. This is beautiful, amazing, great, just amazing. I did not come prepared today.
I really like this. It's so rough and so detailed at the same time, and it sets the scene perfectly. Like you said, you can imagine yourself in there. You can almost, it's a very palatable feel that he adds to it, and I think it's greatly done. A lot of effort put into the post itself as well. I think it's a wonderful choice, Linda.
Oh,
Well,
thank you.
I think so too. The drawing is great, and it kind of reminds me of this drawing that I saw from this one girl that I showed you before, the one that does a lot of watercolor work. Let me drop an image.
Yes, please. Yeah, he's like I've seen a couple of people on the platform that are really great at art, and he's one of my favorite, hands down. He had disappeared for a while, and I even felt like I was like missing his work a little bit. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, this is the one by that lady that I commented her profile to you. Then you did your competition and like duration thing. That's one of her.
Metalist.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, I saw the one that you gave me, the stag. Is it the stag or deer? Deer, I guess. That was already amazing. I haven't seen this on of her. No, that's a different artist. That's somebody I curated through the community challenge, Ruben.
Yeah, but the one that you selected is great, and a lot has like similar feel to it, except this one more like a snowy cityscape, and the one he did like a rainy day in the city. I think it's pretty cool, really moody and atmospheric.
Yeah, and the thing is, the technique he uses here. I think he mentioned what he uses. I forgot now. It must be pencils. Looks like pencils, but that's not a technique he considers himself to be good in. And that was like, okay, if this is not good, okay, there's something really cool about people not realizing their potential, and it's not cool like in a sense that they shouldn't realize it, but there's something really amazing about being humble, and he's kind of saying like this is not something I consider myself to be great at, but I had to make it do, and I mean I would put this on my wall.
Yeah, I think he's obviously skilled. It's not my taste in artwork. I'd much rather have something green than something grey. But you can see that he's very good. Does he not do all sorts of other stuff as well? I'm sure I've seen him curated before.
Yeah, I did. I did him. He did some portraits and some nudes and some everything. Some he did upload some of his older work. I curated him doing a kick MMA picture that was really good. He does some nice work. He also did some firework photography, which was nice. Yeah, he's he's quite good at these things. I think he has a lot of talent, and all he needs to do is never give up, and he's gonna be great.
Sounds good. Awesome. Okay. Shall we? Let's move on. Should we jump straight into another? Hey, before we go on. JG Lake, are you able to get on voice later on? If you want to tell us about your platform project. You're not. Okay. All right. Well, we can do that in a bit. We'll do that near the end of the show. Sorry. We will go to Cochrane's post. How about that?
Sure. Let's do that. You said that we're not gonna have, I guess, the flash competition. Do you think we're gonna do any other competition, or we're not gonna have any at all today? Just make.
Well, I've got 3,000 platforms to give away, so we could have a competition for that. Um, uh, but yeah, I can't really give away any more erotics. Uh, that guy Rexit, because otherwise I'll just be getting into debt of tokens that I've got no access to.
Yeah, for sure. Um, do you do you want to announce? Do they have to like do an image competition, or it's gonna be something like done through posts? Like just making sure that people have enough time to.
Um, I don't know. I was just thinking about it. I was thinking we could do like questions or quiz or something at the halfway point. Assuming that JG Lake gets the stake up to 7,000. What's that going to be? It's going to be a 5 upvote. Well, if you get 1,000 of those, that's fairly decent. You can add them to your post. So we could do 6 prizes of 500 of those. What do we think of that? And then you could hold on to them because he's a witness as well. If you get him on the, if he gets voted up to the top witnesses, suddenly your big holding of coins will be worth a lot more. But anyway, yeah, no, let's just go ahead with your post, and I'll have a. Sorry, yet.
All right. So here's my post, and this person, I think I remember Linda mentioned this person before, but I haven't checked them out until today. And today, then I was just browsing the platform, searching for something to speak for Curation. I stumbled upon her page, and it's not the post that I saw, but I went to her blog and and I noticed that she does make a lot of good posts, puts a lot of effort into them, and not all the time she gets fairly rewarded for her work, in my opinion. But anyways, in this post, she's talking about a challenge called "Let Me Know," which is started by Gay Boy. This guy, I know him from Photo Challenge, the weekly Photo Challenge, but I had no idea that he had another one going on, and this one is pretty cool. I think this is like the second part of the challenge. In the first one, you're supposed to tell people about the country that you come from, and the second part of the challenge is talking about uh, some of the main dishes of your country, like kind of like about cuisine. And Ayuga, I guess this is how it's supposed to be pronounced, or Yuga, something like that, because in her signature I saw that the A was separated by a dot, so I assume that's her name and Yuga is her last name, but that's an assumption. Anyways, she's guiding through some of the authentic Russian dishes in this post, and the first one she picked was she, and I know this dish, but growing up I didn't really eat it. I don't remember anybody really cooking it, except maybe for my grandma very rarely. But yeah, you have to probably like the certain way the cabbage is cooked for it because they use fermented cabbage to make it. Yeah, but it's certainly very Russian, so I applaud her for this choice. And another one that she picked was this milk called the Kroshka, and it's really weird. And I'm happy that she thinks it's also weird, and she doesn't want to eat it just like I know. So
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Easy go there with the weird. All those three dishes. Oh, were you done, Kotrin? I think you were done, right? Sorry.
no, no, you can go ahead. Like there's not much to go about it. Like I mean, it's
I
pretty.
thought you were done. I heard you doing this. So sorry. No, you go there. I'm passionate about food. I
No, I guess no, you go ahead. I guess you do. You don't think that this is a strange dish and you like it, the Kroshka one?
I think it's a strange dish, but I love it. So, but that's nothing strange because I'm strange. So, but all the three dishes they're very Latvian as well. The sour cabbage soup is one of my favorites. We make in a specific way. The cold soup I make with red beet, rota beta. Yeah, red beet and the pelmeni. How can you not love pelmeni? That's like the best thing in the world. That's it. Also, I've never seen this woman before, so it wasn't me who showed her before.
Oh, I guess I remembered wrong because I remember somebody talking to her in like general chat, and I just like, and then I saw her on Whaleshares today, like on the side, like her post, and I was like, oh, this is this person that Linda was talking to in the chat, and like I don't know why I thought it was you. I guess like my brain played a joke with me, but yeah, for me those are great. I love them too. I haven't eaten them in a long time. The closest thing I had to them was probably like some gyoza in a Japanese restaurant, and deep fried, or just fried, not even boiled like they do in Russia, but still pretty close. And yeah, akrashka, I don't know. I don't know anybody except this person I got that's not into it. Well, you like it, and everybody I know like it too.
Well,
I have some questions. First of all, the name of that Russian soup is shh, it looks like. Can you say it for me in proper Russian?
Yeah, it's she. It's I will spell it in Russian for you in the chat too.
also, I'm flattered, Cotran, that you see me everywhere, even when I'm not there.
I know, how weird is that? I don't know. Like for some reason, I swear to God that I felt that I saw this person talk to you. But I guess it was something.
Hmm.
Will you love me?
I do actually.
I have another question for you to get too cozy. What are those curly things? Because I haven't had time to read the post properly. I just saw them.
Oh, curly things. Those. Have you heard of bublik? It's just like dry kind of.
I haven't. I'm struggling to hear you. Your TV seems quite loud.
Let me fix it.
What curly things?
Just talking about bubliks.
But what? The TV was talking right when you said it.
Bubliks.
Oh! Uh, oh, I don't know the English word.
It sounded like you said booblies. Boobies? Yeah,
Boobies.
that's what I thought you said.
Publix.
Probably really tasty. I've not had them, Father to be, but I'm sure they're probably quite tasty.
Okay, this one is public, and there's also sushi. Like they are on a string.
Barrancas. We call them barrancas. That's the weirdest shit you can eat because they're hard as stone and you lose your teeth when you try to eat them. But everybody likes them for some.
They look like pretzels. They look like pretzels.
Oh yeah, these. They're like plain bread. I think they taste like plain bread.
Salty?
With
Are they salty?
no, these
And
no,
they're sweet.
right?
Well, I don't eat a lot of sugar, so to me they kind of look sweet. So I assume there is some sugar in the dough.
They are definitely sweet. So those the second thing, those are the killing force of every teeth that you have, but people still eat them.
When I go to Russian store, I usually buy a bag of them, and it lasts me like for about a month. That I eat on it like every now and then.
It's like the weirdest thing. It's just like eating rocks, you know. But I guess you eat them for so long, it's okay.
I think the thing is maybe back in the day because they were not packaged, they would get harder faster, and like really like maybe like hurt your teeth in a weird way. But now because they're packaged, I think they they they're able to stay fresh for longer, and that even though they are kind of hard, they're not as hard as they used to.
God, I'm just going to ask. Maybe it's tricky, but is there any way to get the TV down a bit lower? Because it's really hard for me to hear what you're saying.
I told them already 2 times, but I will tell them again. Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's all right.
Well, Cotran, I think this is a brilliant post. I actually had my finger on it and then I closed the wrong tab and I couldn't find the post again. So I'm really happy that you ended up choosing this one. I think it's very well put together and the photos look absolutely divine. I'm not sure what it tastes like, but it looks like it should taste good, and that's good enough for me.
Okay, lovely post. Well done. So I've just had a quick chat with JG Lake, and he's been good enough to give me another 3,000 platform coins. So I've now got 6,000. So what I'm going to do is give away 3,000 in the show altogether, and we're going to use the other 3,000 for, what about a Guess the Flesh competition? Is that a good idea? Because we had one before, didn't we? Maybe people miss it. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so what we will do is the same as before. Send in some flesh, guess it. I'll make a post, and then the 3,000 will be divided between the person who guesses the people on the collage, and one person who sends in flesh will get that. How about that? I can't. Well, no. Send the photos. Cotrin is hopefully going to make the collage. Do you think you can do that, Cot?
And make another collage?
Yeah, the competition is back on.
Sure.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so we'll do it like that way. So if you've got any nudes or any flesh you want to share, send it to Cotrin, and she will. Yeah, nudes. Okay, she will make a collage, and you will get some platform coins. They're not worth that much yet, but who knows, if platform takes off, you might have 1,500 of them in reserve. It might be pretty sweet for you. Anyway, so we can do that. So send your naked pictures in. Okay, let's. Breeze, you've been quite quiet. Should we go to your first post?
Yeah, we can do that. Sorry, I'm just in the middle of a storm and my signal is quite bad. So if I do break up or get lost, please just understand. Okay, so for this week, I have gone and looked for posts under the art category, and I decided to play around a little bit in textured arts. And although this is not necessarily my preferred form of art, although this is not necessarily my preferred form of art, I do appreciate the effort that went into making the art as well as into making the post. There's a very visual step by step on how the final product was attained, and I'm just loving the feel of the texture on it. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? Plus, it's a giraffe.
I'm just shocked that your preferred form of art is not giraffe collages.
It's not at all, but I just felt that the show is not always about what we personally enjoy, more about the post itself and the effort and skill that goes into putting the final product together and sharing that on the platform. So I just don't feel that it should always come down to personal preference.
That's a cool hippie giraffe.
I also like the fact that we're helping out all the Venezuelans. It's like Venezuela is collapsing, but we're fighting back by chucking Whaleshares at them every day, because we get a lot of Venezuelans on the platform, don't we? So we can feel proud about that.
Absolutely. Snap.
I suspect that sometime in the future we'll probably all get Nobel Peace Prizes or something like that for our amazing work for the Venezuelan people.
Aim high, Nikki. Aim high. But I think it's really cool that, for somewhere else in the world, the one Wheelchair is worth so much more than, in the countries where all the pricing is whoosh through the roof. I don't know where I'm going with this. Stop me. Somebody stop me.
Well, look at it this way. I don't know what Venezuelan currency is worth now, some stupid number. But if you think what a bread roll costs in the West, if you think the price of flour and stuff. And if they're getting dollars, which they can get for crypto, each whale share could be like a loaf of bread or something, or a small bread roll for someone, which it's not luxury obviously, but it feels nice to be able to do that for people. So maybe we're paying for them to get some food, that kind of stuff.
I agree. What I was gonna say, I think this is a lovely choice, Breeze, and I love how vibrant this painting is, and it's just like thick, and the texture is really interesting. I like when people are trying to work and utilize whatever they have around, so that's definitely a great pick.
Yeah, and to think like I, for example, won't even be able to get like flat paint to look like something on a canvas, you know. And this guy does with paint, the textures and stuff that he manages to get together. Um, I really love the feel of it. It's still
Yeah,
not
I like.
something I'm gonna put in my house one day, you know, but still.
But it's cool. Somebody will put it in their house. So I think, just like you said, we all have subjective opinions, and if we all only presented subjective opinions, there would be a whole wall of people that wouldn't get rewarded because, subjective.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, I think it is great, and I also like his apron, how it's covered in paint. That really gives him like this artistic feel. That's pretty cool.
It's time for my second cup of tea. Would you all like to listen? Look for it.
Sure.
You don't have a choice. I'm forcing you.
Beep.
Anyone need the loo? Maybe this will help you.
Good thing I'm wearing my diaper.
Anyway, okay, lovely post. We are now at the halfway point. I've got something I wanted to show to you. Project of mine. I haven't mentioned it. Well, have I mentioned it before? Scribble Guild? Maybe a bit. Anyway, we're moving on with things. So let me just show you something. So you know that Linda is having her own show at the moment. We're just thrashing out the details of that, but she's
I'm
girl's a hard
supposed
negotiator.
I'm supposed to make a nude just holding a book that covers everything. I don't know if you I mean I have a little bit more to cover than it would be a little hard to cover everything with just a book, Nikki. So
That's not what you need to do. Basically, now you're besmirching me publicly. It makes me seem bad. But no. So Linda is going to have a show. It was going to start this Wednesday, but it's more like next Wednesday now. But there's also going to be other shows on Scribble Guild. So I'm going to show you something that's going on. So what we're going to do is a series of one-off interviews with creative people. So I've got John Tompkins, who's a filmmaker who's gone from having some creative success, but like a lot of people, almost everybody who does creativity doesn't make it to the very top, at least not to begin with. So for each Hollywood director, there's 1,000 who are not quite in Hollywood, but he's had some success and he's also making a living at doing it. So I thought we'd get him on, have a chat with him about this, how he's done some corporate work whilst he's still carrying on with his creative work as well, how his journey sort of changed, his successes, his failures. It's very much a real story, rather than just hearing about, like, I don't know, Steven Spielberg or something. So I thought this might be useful and interesting, and at the end there's going to be a Q&A. So this is an example of the kind of stuff we're doing. We've also got coming up something with a person who is in charge of a large creative writing school, Strict University in the States. So this will be in a live Discord, but it's going to be in Scribble Guild. Ask questions and things. Moderated by me. But so anyway, we've got a filmmaker, someone from a creative writing school. Hopefully, get some writers and things on as well. These won't be regular; they'll be as and when I can get them on. But I just thought I'd show you and hope you get excited about it. Any questions? Let me know.
I don't think.
Oh, go on. Go ahead.
I was talking about something else. I don't think it. Uh, I don't think it means that you can't self-vote. It's just in early stages, it's better to distribute as much as possible. That's all. Is it true? I'm
That wasn't
talking
a
to
question, Linda.
Cottrell. I'm talking to
That wasn't a
Cottrell.
question.
Wasn't a
Yes, yes,
question.
okay. All right. Well, anyway, thank you for looking at that and Dutch poetry. I don't. Do I know any Dutch poets? Or maybe JJ, maybe you count as a Dutch poet. I don't know. Oh, do you mean the curation? Um, we've got English and Spanish curation at the moment. Nothing in Dutch. If you wanted to add a Dutch section, I'm sure we could do that. That's something we could talk about. Breeze, I told you not to enter. This is.
Oh, Nick, why are you so angry at me today? What did I do wrong?
I'm not. I'm just being silly. No, that's a lovely bit of flesh from somebody. I don't know who it is. Have you got a few cut?
Just this one and the one that I dropped in the chat earlier. Just
I don't think I saw that one. Okay, excellent. We've got 2 entries. We'll do a few more posts and then I'll show you JG Lake's project. All right, JJ, we'll have a chat after the show about this, about how we could work together. Because if you're writing, we're interested, but my Dutch isn't good enough to really be literary. But we can talk about that. Anyway, let's go back to the first post. Let's go back to you, Linda. Linda,
Never.
would you mind changing your name at some point back to Linda, because it's nice to know you, Linda.
I know, Nikki. You want to sell me on the fact that I'm pure flesh. I know. I was already thinking about it that I should do it so people recognize me. I probably should make a profile picture as well. I'm not ready yet, but I'll do it. So no worries. I just need to find a good enough picture of me. Something new, maybe.
No, I'm not commanding you. I'm just saying, as a friend, it's weird when your friend has lost their name and they're just writer. It's a bit talking to a wall.
Well, it is like talking to me is like talking to a wall, isn't it? I'm a stubborn motherfucker.
Perhaps, yeah.
Anyway, I chose this post this week, and I chose it because of one picture, the one before last on the edge, on the ledge, on the edge of the cliff. I really like that. I don't know why it just spoke to me. I think it's wonderful. And then I realized this person, I guess they're either Estonian or they are in Estonia. So that was pretty cool. Latvian mentality is that you don't really help each other if you don't know each other. But every time I find somebody who's close to me, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I want to show them to the world and, that kind of shit. Also, his photos are really, really nice, I think. Subjective opinion. The one before last spoke to me in a weird way that I was feeling like standing on a ledge, and I've been in these kind of situations in life, where you're standing on the ledge, and I guess it had a more spiritual meaning for me, mental meaning to me than physical presence on a cliff. Uh, so yeah, I chose it. It was nice. I think it should be rewarded more. And you scroll through them and you you feel something, and I like to feel something because otherwise I'm a cold-hearted rock person.
I think it is a great post, and I actually picked my second post is gonna be by the same person. Um, yeah. Oh well, they gotta get something for their work because I browsed it through their blog and I looked at the picture quality that they put out and like they try to write something about that they post. So yeah, I thought that they hardly get any attention at all, and perhaps like one of the reasons why this kind of shows importance that we can find those people and reward them. So yeah, I absolutely agree with you. The person deserves a lot more attention and way higher payouts. Amazing photographer, and they are from Estonia. I saw that too. So your neighbors.
Neighbors. I really like Estonia. It reminds me of when I was there for chemistry from school. We were like, I don't know how you call it then. Like when you go and you compete who's the better chemist. Well, never mind. Oh, Breeze, you were going to say something.
I was just going to comment on these photos. I love the contrasting feel of everything. It's like everything is dry, but there's so much water around it. The skies and the water look inviting, yet there's snow on the ground and ice crystals dangling from the cliff. And he captured the moment perfectly when it comes to the water in the second last picture that you were referring to. You can see the movement and you can almost imagine the tumbling rocks beneath it. And another contrasting fact that I find in it is like all the all the snow and the constant water movement is like indicative of something new, you know. While the old building in the background looks pretty ancient. So you've got these constant contrasting feels when you're going through the pictures, which I absolutely love. It's great choice.
Good done, little job.
Um, I find these pictures quite bleak. They're beautiful, but they are. How can I say? Yeah, it shows nature as a little bit harsh, a little bit scary maybe, and seeing him stood on the cliff edge from a distance as well. It's I don't know, makes me feel a little bit uneasy. But obviously, it's a good post, and if Cott's curated him as well, it's impressive. So, is this person who's been on here a while? I'm not sure if I'm familiar with him.
I think he's been around since like October.
Okay, did he come from Steemit or something? Or
I didn't scroll down.
Well, here. He's from Steamit, and Ruben has met him.
that just looks like a cold, windy place that I would like to see, and then I might go now. I wouldn't want to spend any time there. But anyway, voted for him. Okay. Now let's get JG Lake's post up so we can see that. Do you want to post here, JG Lake? And then if anyone's got any questions they can ask, or you can just give a description of what you're doing. Okay, so you can't speak, but you can type fast. Tell us what's going on with this. Okay. What about typing answers in real time? So, give a one sentence précis of exactly what platforms aims to do, because that's a paragraph.
I think it says that it's a collection of users who are interested in learning more about communities and projects and initiatives. And I guess they want to create new projects and find new audience. That's what I'm reading in the first paragraph. Just so nobody has to read it.
Okay. Okay, but I don't know what that means. So, okay, aims to support communities, projects, and initiatives whilst also growing as a community. How are you going to support communities, projects, and initiatives? He's typing. He typed pretty fast, but maybe not that fast. Okay, sounds good. So you're a connector between different hubs, I suppose, trying to give value to things. Okay, that makes sense. And any special ways to give projects an audience, just with your profile and the stake that you're going to build? Would that be correct? Okay, sounds good. Creation events in your Discord. So I guess what will happen, because this is a fairly new project, we will keep an eye on it and hopefully it will grow, and you'll be able to go into more details later on with exactly what you're doing and how. But at present, I've got 3,000 platform things, coins to give away. So we need some sort of competition now whilst we wait for naked pictures to come in. That's not too bad, 700 members. What sort of competition would you like? A quiz? Would you like a quiz? Okay. Anyone else got any suggestions? Because there's a large amount. I know they're not worth very much, but JG Lake has told us he's going to be building the stake up to 7,500 by the end of the month, which is pretty good. And you'll get a big chunk. You'll get 500 of these. So if the stake goes up, it will be worth a little bit more. What kind of quiz can we have? Any suggestions? Anyone? My three curators, you've all gone quiet. Blockchain quiz. I don't know what that is, Scott.
Like we could come up with some questions like, what is block time on Whaleshares, or like,
No,
what do top witnesses?
I don't even know what that stuff means. That's too boring. It's got to be a quiz about people, I think. So why don't we each get each of you three curators to ask a question about yourselves, and then you can give clues if they don't get it right, and then when they get it right, that person gets 500 platform tokens.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, Linda, you've gone completely quiet.
Just shooting.
I was thinking of a question.
Okay, who's ready with a question?
Me.
Go
You
ahead,
have
Linda.
to guess a food item that you can absolutely win me over with. And it's not chocolate, so it's gonna be harder. One thing in the world that I can't say no to, it's a food item. Yeah, well, it's like chocolate to me. On that huge sausage, shouldn't I choke on it?
Is it pasta?
No, it's not. It's a raw food item. It's not sausage. You can't guess it the second time. I don't like chocolate that much. No sushi, it's one thing. It is, oh, Jack is closer to it, and Stephenwood is closer to it because it's in the category of vegetables or fruits. Not fruits, the vegetables category. Yes, tomatoes. Tomatoes is the best thing in the world, the best invention everybody made. But not the store-bought tomatoes, the ones you get in your countryside, the ones you grow yourself. Those are the one thing I could eat forever.
So who got that?
Imran.
Imran, send me a DM with your Bitch address and a request for 500 platforms. You have to be specific because often I'm saying what people have to do and they don't do it exactly, and then I can't see afterwards and I can't remember. So Bitch address and the fact that you won 500 platforms. Okay. Catherine, question. Nothing blockchain related because it's boring.
Um,
Arr.
I haven't decided yet. I need to think what kind of question um to ask people. Maybe Breeze is ready and I will think.
Okay. Hey, Cot, you could do a computer game question if you can't do anything. Breeze, you got a question for us?
Okay. Guess my favorite animal. Go.
Did you already
Nope.
say what's your animal?
Well, no one's got it so far.
It's an elephant.
It is not an elephant. That's Crazy Krista's favorite.
This is not a guess, this is just a joke. Sloth?
Nope.
Is that a hippo?
It is not a hippo. It is a wild animal, though. It's not a kind of bird. I'll give you a clue. It's black and white.
Didn't be here now guess it already?
No, no one's guessed it yet. It's not a zebra. It's not a panda. Take into consideration that I stay in Africa.
Do you have dinosaurs in Africa, Breeze?
Nope, we do not.
Yes.
It's a penguin.
Okay, in in the wild, this animal is often very closely associated in a mutual agreement with birds, if that helps.
Bees.
Bees
Second
does
word,
come
please.
into play, but it's not a bee. Ah, Bug IQ has got it. A honey badger. Well done, Bug.
Hey, Bug. Sorry, Breeze. You can't make animals up. There's no such thing as a honey badger. Same as there's no such thing as a drop bear in Australia.
There is. I've got photos of me with a honey badger.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll take your word for it. Bug, send me a message with your Bitchaz address and a demand for 500 platforms, and you can I'll send them to you. You can either use them or save them. And we will move on to the next question. Catherine.
Seahorse?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the video game idea, and I guess the question would be, what is my least favorite video game? And some of the hints, I've never played this game, and it came out last year, and it came out as only online.
Your least favorite video game, and it came out last year and you've never played it.
Yeah,
And it's
but
only online.
yeah,
Is it not Tetris?
no.
If Tetris came out yesterday, then I'm really young.
Yeah,
No,
but
there's
maybe
the
it's
new one.
Tetris,
There's the
Tetris
new
like
Tetris.
Reloaded or something. Steam Monsters. Is it Steam Monsters?
No, I've never played that either, but it's not that. No, it has nothing to do with crypto. You played with people, but you can't play it without people and just explore by yourself. But it's mainly to play with people.
The question is what game Cotrin likes the least? It came out last year and it is an online game.
Maybe another clue, Katrin, because maybe no people don't play as many games as you.
Well, I didn't play this game, but I know. More clues. It's the first. Well, before that, this game was only played like campaign, and you couldn't play it online like that. And I think I'm pretty sure it's like its first effort to do an online thing.
Got no idea. Anyone? Anyone?
Tell
Maybe this
me,
is too hard.
tell them who is the developer, like which company, which game thingy. Is it Ubisoft? Is it EA? Is it who is that? Maybe that will help.
Or what the game is about, because it's a tricky one.
Actually, I just realized it's not the game that I'm talking about. I'm confused.
Katrin, this is a disaster. I'm going to go on to my question, whilst you think of a proper question. My question is, what colour underpants am I wearing?
What's the question again?
What colour underpants am I wearing?
I think it's multicolored.
No, it's a very specific colour.
Heck no. That's a color, if I ever saw one.
Be here now, got it right? It's green. Be here now, send me a DM with your BitShares address and a demand for 500 platform coins. Katrin, let's see if you've managed to think of a proper question.
Okay. Another video game related question. I don't know what happened to me. I confused two games. I confused Fallout Shelter with Fallout 70 or 76. I think. But anyways, uh, let's let's do another video game. What's that?
Bethesda, whatever you call it.
Yeah, that's the company that makes those. Okay. The new question is what is the name of the game that I'm currently playing? And in last week's show, my husband was playing this game, and I actually said the name, and it's actually a remake of a game that came out in '99.
What's the question?
Did
I
you
didn't hear the
already
question.
guess?
What's the name of the game I'm currently playing? And it's a remake of a game that came out in '99 or '98.
Woodsy, that's not right. She finished that in about
What's that?
half a day. And Woodsy guessed Red Dead Redemption 2, but you finished that in about 4 hours, I guess.
I haven't played the one. I played it a long time ago. It just came out a couple of weeks ago, by the way.
Double Dragon.
Nobody got it yet.
Is it the character that you're playing with? Is it male, female, animal?
It's both. You play as a woman and you play as a man. I like this gaze. I guess a Tomb Raider. No, nobody got it yet. It just came out a couple of weeks ago, and it's a remake of an old game. So, yeah, Bootsy got it.
Are we
Yay to
going?
Bootsy.
Are we gonna go with?
Okay, good. Woodsy, send me a demand for 500 platform tokens with your BitShares address. Be specific. That's what you want. Otherwise, you won't get them because I'll look later at all my messages and I won't remember. So do that. So that's how many is that? That's 2,000 gone. We need another 2 questions. Who's got a question? No more video game questions, Catherine.
Well, at least it's a challenge. Don't make it easy to for people.
I never know what she's talking about though. I never know what with video games. It's Linda, do you have another question?
Okay, let me think a little bit. I want to ask another question, but I don't know what to ask.
Ask them what's your favorite beer. That's a suggestion. Okay.
That's a question that is very easy to answer, but it's a very, yeah, exactly. There, he guessed
Linda,
right.
maybe if you don't have a question, Breeze has got a question.
Yes.
You always assume that I'm just ready. Okay, so this is an easy one. What fruit do I grow on the farm?
Bananas.
Imram has actually got it. I was I was expecting someone else to get it first, but Imram, you got it. And Imram doesn't even know me that well.
Brilliant. Send me another message with. I think you got one, so you get a double dose. You get 1,000 of these. So send me a message saying you won twice, and now you want 1,000 of them. And we've got one question left. I'm going to do this one. It is. Oh, it's tricky. This is going to be tricky. What is my favorite film? No, none of those. No, none of those.
Is it based on historical events?
No, it's fictional.
It must be a British
Okay,
film.
it's fictional and it's set in the 1960s.
Is it a British film?
I'm giving the clues out. You don't get to ask for clues.
I break the rules.
Set in the 1960s. No, none of those are right. And it is a British film. Stephen Wood's getting closer. I think he's going to get it. No. You might have to look this up. Sal, I've never heard of that. Sound of Music. No. Kristen, I don't hate liberals. I don't hate liberals. I just think they're mistaken sometimes. And yesterday, when we did that quiz on the other show, if I won that card, I was going to give it to you to show that I don't hate liberals, but sadly I didn't. I'm sorry. Okay, so it's a British film set in the 1960s, and it features, it's not porn, and it features heavily some music by Jimi Hendrix. In fact, half of the film budget went on to paying for 2 tracks by Jimi Hendrix to be included in this film. And it's set in London. Wow. You better start Googling to find this stuff out now.
That link is another entry for the Guess the Flash challenge, by the way.
Okay. We'll have a look in a bit. We'll see if we can get it. Well, no one's getting this. I need to make bigger clues, don't I? No, it's set in London in the 1960s. And it was a small budget film, and half of the budget went on paying for the royalties for 2 Jimi Hendrix songs. The first character, the main character. You'll get it easily.
I'll do it. I'm not gonna get it. I've never heard of this film.
And it's okay. It's a comedy film, and it's, in my opinion, it's got the best comedy script that's ever been written. No, still nobody's getting there.
The Avengers. I think
No,
that's the
it's
right
not.
guess.
It's not that. No, no, it's not Austin Powers. Okay. It stars. One of the stars is Paul McGann. And the other star is Richard E. Grant. Wow, none of you know this. It is with an eye. Well done, Woodsy. You get a second payout. Send me the message with exactly what I need to pay you for, and I heartily recommend you watch that film. And we can even talk about it on the Scribble Guild Discord, because I've watched it so many times and it's really, really good. Anyway, is that all the coins gone? I think that's 6,000. Anyone? Everyone's probably fallen asleep, haven't they, after that?
And you were complaining about Cotran, Nikki.
Yes, but mine was a question you could work through to get the answer to. Who knows anything about video games?
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Listen.
I think mine was easier than yours.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Well, anyway, it's over. It's over now. They've all been given away. So, Cot, do you want to try and post that nudie picture again?
I think Linda already posted it. It was a finger.
Yep. Here we go.
Okay. Well, how many more posts are there to do? Who's done two? Linda did two. Cot, have you just done one? Hello, hello.
Yeah, I said I only did one.
Okay. Do you want to do your second one? Reese, you're probably busy doing your post, aren't you? Typing away like mad.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm wondering whose finger that was.
Mine.
Okay, this is my second post, and it's by the same person who was paged by Linda in her second post. This one, I think this one is from today that he posted, and then I saw that it said that it's 2 a.m. in the morning in Iceland. I was like, I'm gonna click that right away because Iceland is one of the countries that I would love to visit one day, and I think um, I think that its cold and foggy landscapes are really beautiful and mysterious. So this is the reason why I picked this post. And yeah, the thing about it that caught my attention was the flowers in the pictures, and I was like, so weird. It's 2 a.m. and it's in the midwinter, and there are flowers. But then I read and I noticed that those photos were actually taken in summertime, and they were, and like this whole scenery was captured during this event that is called Midnight Sun, and this event, which is also a natural phenomenon, it occurs in summer months and places north of the Arctic Circle, and whenever that happens, the sun remains visible at the local midnight, so it doesn't completely hide below the horizon, the line. So I thought it was pretty cool and really interesting natural phenomenon to look at, and I would certainly like to be able to witness that myself. So yeah, I learned something new today, and I thought it was a great post.
That's really beautiful. I love the contrast of the skies and the flowers. We have the same one home, and it reminds me of warm summer nights where you just, get into a meadow and you lay in the meadow and you don't do anything. Oh, that's beautiful.
I
Yeah,
think
I thought it was great.
it's great that both of you chose a post by this guy, and it also, this is like vastly different feel that you get when you're looking at these pictures than what you did when you were looking at the other one. Like Nick said, the cold harshness of nature, and this is almost warm and welcoming with the flowers and everything and the colors, and everything looks vibrant and refreshed.
Yeah, absolutely. It's cool that you noticed that, Grace. They are like very different landscapes for sure. But this one, I never really thought about this phenomenon that he describes in the post as midnight sun, but he said it, he called it polar day, and I had to look that up. Um, so yeah, that's definitely something I personally would be interested in seeing.
Is that a sunrise or a sunset?
It
Looked like a
is
sunrise to me.
It is both because he talks about, he says it's called Polar Day, but I looked it up. Like it's like the other term for it is midnight sun. Is then the sun goes down, but it remains at the horizon. It doesn't just like go down completely like below the horizon, you know. So it's when the sun remains visible at the local midnight, but like in areas that are north of Arctic Circle or south of Antarctic Circle.
Okay, I used to live in Scotland. Well, I went to university in Scotland, and when we were there over the summer, it was never that light at night, but it never got fully dark in June or July. Like the sky would get darker and darker, but it would never go black. It would stay like a beautiful deep blue, and then get lighter again. So I guess like that, but more extreme. But yeah, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite holiday in the whole world. Midsummer.
Have you been to Iceland, Linda?
No, but it's one of my top list of places I want to visit. I want to go to Japan, I want to go to Iceland, and I want to go to Egypt. I want to see the northern.
I went to Iceland. Can you guess why I went there?
For a woman, to see a pretty woman. I mean, you told me something, I think.
Almost. When we
Party?
were when we were at university, we read about Iceland and we read that the most beautiful girls lived in Iceland. So we agreed, okay, when we leave uni, we will go to Iceland and see these girls. So 8 years after university, off we went to Iceland and had a holiday there for the weekend, a long weekend. And
There's a
yeah, there was some pretty girls there. But I think we'd grown out of the idea of like just sleazy guys just thinking, oh, where's the hot girls? But it was nice to go on holiday as well, and we'd planned it, so we did it. But that was the reason we went there. But it was a really beautiful place as well, and we went to the remote side and stayed in a remote cottage where the people believe there are elves and pixies up in the mountains as well. So it's quite different over there.
there's a secret about cold countries and girls. You never find them when it's cold out. I mean, you find them when it's cold outside, but you don't notice them because they're bundled up. You need to go to places that are cold with pretty girls when there's a celebration or something, because then they all gather in a gather together, and you don't have to look.
Yeah, I suppose I could have done with this information 2 decades ago, so it's not so useful to me anymore. But no, top info.
It's the same in Latvia. You can come here in summer when there's like a city celebrate festival, and you'll find the most beautiful girls ever. And then the day after, there's nobody on the street.
JJ makes an interesting point. Now, this is often said as a joke. I think there might be something true in it. The Norwegians that I met when I worked in Greece, they said the reason that English women are not known for being attractive and Norwegian women are known for being really attractive is that when they were Vikings, each year they would pick up their ugliest women, sail over the sea, drop them off in England and take the prettiest ones back with them. So I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe there's some truth in it.
Poor little ones.
Anyway, moving on. We've got one more post to do. Please.
I'm ready. Hold on a second.
Hey, let me say one more thing. Okay, so you read about historical accounts of Scotland, for example, and Ireland, and all the accounts. Wow, they had the most beautiful women there, and it was known like husbands because they had this amazing red hair and they'd have bright green eyes, and it was a real thing. If you look at like historical accounts, even by monks and things, and maybe that really did happen. I know some tribes turned up and grabbed wives from Scotland and went off to Iceland as well and things. So there could be some truth in this kind of stuff. Sorry, Breeze, I got distracted by talking about girls again.
Not a problem. Right, my second post is also touching on the topic of textured art. And again, it's not exactly something that I would do. She put together a great DIY post on how to do it, done in 2 languages, step-by-step photos of the process. And I think she put a lot of effort into this. Another thing, both the posts that I chose today, another thing that they had in common, this post you'll see is very undervalued and standing at 5 days old. The other one I think was standing at 11, also ridiculously undervalued for the amount of effort that went into the post. And both seem to be new accounts that I would just like to give a little bit of a kickstart on the Whaleshares platform. I haven't seen either one of the names. And the whole post DIY from beginning to end. She went through all the trouble of translating everything, like I said, and I think the end product came out really nice. Again, not my type of art, but I can definitely appreciate the art and the effort that went into it.
Looks like a bottle you could keep a magic potion in or something, like a potion of healing if you went on a quest.
For sure. I just wanted to talk about this lady for 1 second. I think this is one of the people that I showed you guys her introduction post last Monday, and the one that I didn't put a comment to, just like an extra one. And this is a girl from Ukraine, the one that does a lot of handmade stuff and just like mainly dolls. But I'm so happy that you picked a post of hers, Breeze, because I was considering picking one, but then I went with the Icelandic post because it had more words to it.